getting you a little fired up.
You gotta be kidding me.
News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, Chad is with us, continuing the conversation that started at the end of the Twins game. Dan is here too. Laura, keeping you up to date on local news, but the biggest media story around the country, and frankly, it's affected us here in ways that surprised me. And to a certain degree, Chad, is very good news, because people were really worried that we were being eliminated or taken off the air or something. The headline is that CBS News Radio is going to end in about 2 months. CBS News, the TV side, 6% layoffs, probably 60 people will be laid off. I'm sure we'll learn some big-name correspondents, along with behind-the-scenes people lose their jobs. In this sort of ongoing strife we've seen in the media world, let's talk first about CBS News Radio, right, Chad? Because this right now is evidence of what you're talking about, that my show started at 3:08 after 3 minutes from CBS News, 3 minutes from Laura, traffic to weather. We would love to get going a little earlier. At the same time, like that bong, that chime and the legacy, it's also like part of what people kind of expect out of a news talk radio station like us.
For sure, especially the folks who've been listening to CCO for multiple decades, right? They grew up going with traditional media outlets, Jason, the Star Tribune, the Pioneer Press, WCCO TV, and for a long time, WCCO Radio was the dominant radio station in town. We still believe in a lot of what we do, but look at all the competition in radio. Look at all the competition for news. I can look at my phone right here and get news instantly. So nobody, and the two of us think about this every day, nobody is trying to say to 60, 70, 80-year-olds, we don't care about you.
Right.
Because we want as many people as possible.
For sure.
But for the continued vitality of this station to try to convince more people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, hey, you know what Jason's doing? That's worth a listen. You know what Chad's doing? It's worth a listen. And the compelling part for some is I know that bong, I know the news, but for a lot of people, they get the news well ahead of CBS. And whether Jason drives them nuts or they love Jason, Jason is the draw. And so if Jason is off the radio traditionally for 11, 12 minutes, have I really missed out? Am I going to see what Barrero's doing? Am I going to see what a podcast is doing?
Right.
Am I going to give up? We have to wrestle with that. And I think it's too long. I've made this point for years. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but that's just too long without the shows, which are still the number one basis why people listen.
Now, some of this we don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be honest. I don't think anybody in our company knew that this was coming. So
I don't think so.
They have to announce it. CBS had to announce it because, we have a partnership with CBS. What's going to happen to that? I don't know. There's no radio division. Will we still have a connection to CBS? I don't know. Will we get another company to do news at the top of the hour, national news? Will we ask our newsroom to do this? Texters are saying I definitely value it. And I wonder, what do you guys want? Because on my phone, the easiest thing for me to get is national and international news updates. You
Yes,
get
for
the
sure.
Apple News alerts, the CNN. I get this all the time. Do I turn to CBS Radio News to find out what's going on around the world? I'm not going to lie. No, I don't. Is it useful if you're in the car and there's breaking news on a national level?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yes. I see the value in that. For me, the hourly update, take it or leave it. You know what I mean?
Well, I like this picture you've put up too from I think I'm It's just like I'm like Pete Hegseth. I hate that picture. I wish we'd take that picture down.
You don't like that one?
It's funny.
We are streaming on
I-
YouTube. I'm doing my part to try to bring us into the modern era here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go there. You know where I stand. This is the Gons. This is the Brad. It's asinine that we don't have high-level cameras in that studio. I would use them. Bravo to you for doing that. So that's one thing. For me, among my pet peeves at our radio station, okay, I'll just be really honest, on breaking news, when shows get to a story that's 3-4 days old, I want to hit my head against the table and think, you know what our competitors are? The podcasts, the other stations, they're getting to it right away. We have to get to stories right away. And there's just certain traditional media, if that's your only calling card for news, I think you're missing out. I think you're missing out on the options. And so I'm going to ask you this, as somebody still newer to this business, okay, and I touched on this last hour, do you think, and again, let's just be honest, AM radio is in a harder position right now than FM, but let me be clear about this, crystal clear on this. If you don't have the horses on the radio station, doesn't matter. You can be FM, and if you just have mediocre on-air people, it's not going to succeed.
Yep. It's
if,
not
if
only
you have
about
the better
signal.
people.
Yeah.
If you have really talented people, you're going to pick FM every time, but you better have. Do you think today, when we're trying to appeal to a cross-section of listeners, Jason, can you be both? Can you be a news station with 3 minutes of news, 3 minutes of local news, traffic and weather, and then also have Jason DeRusha, whether it's serious, whether it's funny, whether it's silly, but strong viewpoints? Can you combine all of that into a listening experience now? Because I think it's a lot harder.
It's very difficult. If you look around the country, how many general interest news talk stations are there? And there's fewer than 10, I think, where you have political talk, you have all news, and then you have a couple like us who are trying to say, like, yeah, we're going to talk about politics, but we're going to talk about other stuff. And, you know, let's be honest about the economics about this business. Part of the cost that this station carries is that we have a newsroom. We have people who work here. You know what I mean? So you look at that whole group of journalists who are anchoring the news, like Susie and Steve and Laura and Ari and Taylor and Mark. That's a lot of salaries. And you say,
it is.
For the economics of it, I love that we have our own reporters. But if I were running this place, you're like, does it make sense? I think it's part of our point of difference that we have local reporters. But if you were trying to figure out, I don't know, maybe I'd try to do one all news station, one all talk.
Okay, well, let's be totally honest about this. You're well aware of this. I have wanted us, a version of this radio station, to switch to an FM signal. Once, honestly, I felt like, I'll just be really, really honest here and probably piss off some people who used to have host shows. Once we had a better product. I think we've got a pretty good product right now. And now, if we went to FM, I would not take any news element at all. No news at the top, no local news. It would be your show, my show, whatever other shows, and then turn WCCO radio into a news wheel. That's what I would do. I really would do that. I would. So for the news junkies,
right,
and our news department would stay there. You would still have that. But then I hate saying hot talk because then it sounds like phony opinions. But a little bit, in particular, what our shows do have that. And I know there's going to be pushback. Oh, liberal this, liberal that. First of all, you're just wrong if you think Jason and I are both lefties. We're just not. We're more centrist by far. It's just Donald Trump has caused a reaction from hosts like us and others for our country to be more divided. And bravo to him. It's worked.
Yeah.
But that's where I think, like, CCO could go a lot of ways. CCO could just embrace the older demographic and just dive right all into that, okay? That's not what I want. That's not what you want. And that doesn't mean we're trying to turn those folks away, but trying to convince people that the cliche of, oh, my parents listen to it, and so, but I would never. Listen to Jason's show on a regular basis. And if you think that's a 60 to 70 to 80-year-old show, you're just wrong. We just have to convince more people to listen to it.
Texters coming in with thoughts on the news radio. And part of the hourly news is tradition. Yes. I definitely learned this working in local TV, that the hardest thing to overcome is habit, people's habit. So if you're used to, when it's 3 o'clock, you hear that chime, you hear that song, and you hear somebody from CBS News, right? And a texter says, as a longtime listener to CCO, I want CCO to stay the fabulous radio station with great people working there. We just want you to stay there forever. And so it is about the local people. I don't know. I'll be honest. I think you could cut out the national news and just do a local news update. And would the casual listener really notice the difference? I don't know. Do you think?
I think there is a hardcore loyal element, and let me just say this too. Thank you very much for all this.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Who doesn't
We'd be toast without him.
Doesn't want anything disrupted here. They're reflected in that text. We talked about this a little bit at the end of my show. I think we need some connection to national news, okay? If next week, as an example, let's say it's Tuesday, and there is a violent attack in the Strait of Hormuz, to say to Laura when she's covering all the local stories that she now has to break that down and track down a national guest along with covering what else is happening in town, that's a lot. That's why I'm inclined, just because we want that element to have, if necessary, 1 minute of national news. So we have that connection. And then, to be honest, there are local days where the news needs maybe more than 2 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe needs 4. But we're all friends with those folks. We're all friends, and we listen as much as Eddie. There are days when by the time it gets to a minute and a half and Laura or Susie or Ari's going to, and you're like, come on, let's just get to the show. I mean, we're getting the airport update for the 97th time. Let's get back to the show.
Taxer says, when there's so much criticism and skepticism of news on social media, it is refreshing to hear objective CBS News. There is something to that. There is something to that where it gives us, it does let you know that we're not just the same as every other sort of hot take podcast or nonstop political talk, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, traditional folks want to have some of those core fundamental news outlets that have been here forever. But let's also acknowledge, from Rush Limbaugh to Sean Hannity to what Jason Lewis did in town and Fox News, conservatives forever have felt their voice wasn't heard on those elements. That no longer exists because of the domination of Fox News, the endless conservative outlets. Bravo to them because of their success. So anybody says conservative voices are not heard anymore, you have to try really, really hard to not find those, because they're successful all over the country.
Jason points out, in fairness, there are a million sources for breaking news and regular news updates. Like most people, I listen to WCCO for the original content, like DriveTime, like Chad, that I don't get elsewhere. Yeah, I think that is the bottom line. Can I just put this picture of you up one more time on YouTube? It's so
go ahead. You can put up any.
You look so good, Chad Hartman. Honestly, like a little bit of a baby. You know, I mean, pretty hot.
Not really.
Pretty hot.
Ridiculous in that picture.
I don't know.
It was. I trust me. I know what was going on that day. It was not a good day. That was one of the fakest smiles ever, and it just.
Look at the hair, though. Oh, just
okay. Calm down.
All right. Sorry.
Come on out here. Jump in the pool with me.
This is not. See, this is not Grandpa's CCO. I mean, who would allow that sort of commentary? That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, there might have been somebody out here who might have said recently, listen, I got to go to a female doctor. The boobs looked at, the vagina looked at. I said, I don't think that's a doctor. I call that Tinder.
Right. Yeah. That's a good Friday
Just want to
night.
show you it's not Grandpa's radio station.
Friday night on the apps is what that is. Yeah, absolutely. Chad, thank you for sticking around a bit. I appreciate it. There he is.
All right, man. Be good.
Chad Hartman. He got most of his show off because of the Twins, who in Minnesota Twins fashion had the tying run picked off of second base, ending this spring training game. Home opener is 2 weeks from today, and their big opener is
season
6 days away.
Yeah,
right?
1 week from yesterday. Yeah.
All of it right here on the home of the Twins. We're going to break. Lots of texts coming in. Welcome your texts. We're sort of just part of what I wanted to do is let you guys know that we're not going anywhere. WCCO Radio not going off the air. That is CBS Radio, the national on-the-hour news update and news organization that is shutting down. We're late. Back in a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
This weekend, it's going to be so warm and so nice outside, and I can guarantee that you're not going to want to spend part of your time comparing insurance rates. It's Jason here for the Canopy Group. You should be doing something fun like watching some basketball games, maybe. Watching as they get that big field down to just 16. 16, the Sweet 16, it's not just for hoops. It's also for insurance because at the Canopy Group, instead of just one insurance company, one sales guy, one company, like 80-some% of Minnesotans have, they have 16. It's sweet. You get your selection of the best insurance companies. Some you've heard of, some you haven't, but the Canopy Group has vetted all of them. All of them are good. They're going to get you the best coverage and the best price. And you don't have to do anything but go to thecanopygroup.com. You can call if you'd like. That's what I did almost 4 years ago now. 800-967-3389. The Canopy Group has helped us through some major family changes. They'll help you through your home and auto insurance. They saved me more than $800. See what they can do for you. Get a quote today at thecanopygroup.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
When it comes to outdoor living, quality matters. At By the Yard, their furniture is maintenance-free, built to last, and backed by a 35-year warranty. Made from recycled products, crafted right here in the Midwest, and priced direct to you. It's furniture that stands up to real life, season after season. You can count on durability, on-time delivery, and products that live up to every promise they make. Visit a showroom near you to see all By the Yard has to offer, or shop online at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Who doesn't want to sleep better? March is Better Sleep Month, and the answer to better sleep is found at minileaf.com. Jordana Green here, and Mini Leaf has your answer to sleeping all night long, going to sleep faster, and waking up feeling more refreshed and rested. At minileaf.com, you'll find the Sleep Night Gummies and the Sleep Night Gummies Plus. The Sleep Night Gummies have been discounted $5 on the website for March. The folks at Mini Leaf really want you to sleep better. Now, this is one of my favorite products, those Sleep Night Gummies. I give them out to friends or anybody who tells me that they're having trouble sleeping because I know they really work. I use them when I feel like I might have a restless night, but they're also non-addictive, so I don't need them every night. Please try for yourself. You'll thank me. Minileaf.com, Minnesota's home of its best legal products and the home for better sleep. Minileaf.com. Tell them Jordana sent you.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos. Bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Live and interactive, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
Jason DeRusha.
I mean, the truth is, I am a terrible influence on Minnesota, on America, and perhaps the world.
Well, I've known that for years, but other people are just finding out.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Lots of media news today. CBS Radio shut down. Not us. WCCO is owned by a different company. We are here to stay. What will happen with the national news coverage here? I don't know. Like, we're still going to cover it. Higher ups than me will worry about that. But we will still talk about whatever we want to talk about, as we do every day. We are owned by Odyssey, a different company than CBS. So it is not part of us. At the same time, the federal government approved a massive merger that does affect one of the local TV stations in town. Tegna and Nexstar have come together. There will be some lawsuits challenging that. But that merger, I mean, it's pretty amazing because one company, there used to be rules where one company could not have TV stations covering such a large part of the country. Nexstar and Tegna teamed up will cover, well, technically, they're saying it'll cover 80% of the country. The rule used to be you could only own enough stations that you covered 39% of the country. This new company will have 260 stations around the country. And it's tricky, right? Because part of what makes this concerning to me is that already we have a lot of pressure from the federal government on what local stations are doing, what networks are doing, what colleges are doing. There's a lot of pressure for an administration that was partially voted into office based on correctly pointing out how much the liberals have become the language police and the behavior police. Now it's the Trump administration that is constantly criticizing media, constantly telling reporters what they should be covering. Tegna was the owner of KARE 11 here in the Twin Cities, and now Nexstar will own it. Will there be a huge impact in terms of coverage? Who knows? But one company will have stations in 80+% of the country. It's a tough time in media, right? Like, we're all changing stuff. We're all changing the way we consume stuff. We're listening to podcasts. We're listening on demand. All of that changes, and we got to change too. And that's sort of what CBS said today. Like, we have to change. And it's tough. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. And it's got to serve you. It's got to be what people want to listen to. Otherwise, this all goes away. We're going to break in just a minute. We are going to talk to an Uptown, Minneapolis resident. So many people in Minneapolis have opinions about Uptown. Kevin Norman lives there, and he's got an idea to try to improve safety. I think sometimes we are the best people to take care of ourselves and standing up and taking action for our own communities, if we've learned anything over the last couple of months here. So let's talk to Kevin in just a minute. Uptown, keeping it safe, bringing it back as we continue here on Drive Time with DeRusha.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hi, Kevin, you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Got you loud and clear. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Listen, you will win.
We'll be doing some spots here in traffic and weather, so just give us a few minutes. We'll be right with
Annie,
you.
what was that?
Thank you.
that?
That voice just now. What was it?
If you listen, you will win.
We didn't hear anything.
All right.
If you listen, you will win.
Okay, you must have heard that.
Sorry!
Some may not hear it, but Twins fans do. If you listen this season on Twins Ticket Tuesdays, you can and will win a 4-pack of passes to our Target Field of Dreams. Exclusively on News Talk 830 WCCO.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Get into your local running store Tuesday and Wednesday, March 24th and 25th, where everything is on sale. Well, almost everything. Save 12% on almost everything in the store. This includes most regular priced items, plus 25% on regular priced clothing and footwear. Also shop sporting goods, houseware, snacks, hardware, fishing, hunting, and much more. Bring the family to your local Runnings March 24th and 25th, where almost everything in the store is on sale. Go to Runnings.com for more information and to find a store near you. Runnings, now with 90 locations, your local home, farm, and outdoor store.
Staples has got hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now, brand your business at Staples with up to 30% off custom labels. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends 4/18. Visit staples.com/print for details.
I'm here with Alec Sherrod, a top mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Problems on the west side of the metro for North 169 at 49th Avenue. You got a multi-car crash working. Left lane is shut down. Try to be slow as you come up from Rockford Road, so get ready for the delays there. 94 westbound, your Brockton Lane crash off to the right side. Minor slowdowns in that area. More of a slowdown for West 94 between Hemlock Lane and Weaver Lake Road. 36 eastbound jamming up Cleveland over to Hamlin. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
You sit on your deck and you're sick of looking at your crappy siding. Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. JTR Roofing has you covered from the roof on down, serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
JTR Roofing bringing us a very warm forecast from Chris Schaefer.
Another mild start tomorrow morning. Clouds will increase 42 the overnight low. It's going to feel like summer tomorrow, even though we just started spring. Partly cloudy with a high of 73. Some rain showers possible early Sunday. Rest of the day will be mostly cloudy, but notably cooler with highs back around average in the mid-40s.
Right now it is sunny. Almost all of the snow has melted. It's 62 on CCO.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
When you think about one part of the Twin Cities that has changed the most over the last 10 years, I think for a lot of us it's Uptown. I think you also could say the North Loop has changed the most, perhaps in the positive direction, but Uptown has changed a lot. Once, a lot of us remember when we were younger, it was sort of the counterculture headquarters. It was the place you went to feel cool. It's where you went when you turned 21 to go to Chino Latino if you lived in the suburbs. But over recent years, it certainly became a headquarters for like an Apple store and the Victoria's Secret. And today, after the murder of George Floyd and then riots that led into Uptown, a lot of destruction. Today, when you go through parts of Uptown anyway, it feels very much like a place that was left behind. Maybe by leaders, maybe by landlords. You can look at it from a bunch of different perspectives. But one thing hasn't changed, and it is a killer neighborhood. Unbelievable residential population. You're so close to the lakes. You're so close to the Greenway. You're right by downtown. It's got to be one of the best neighborhoods. I don't want to exaggerate. I think it's one of the best neighborhoods in the country. But it lets people feel safe. You got a problem. And Kevin Norman is joining us live via video link up. You can check us out on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook. And Kevin lives in Uptown and has launched a plan to try to make things better for everybody. Kevin, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Jason. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. Tell us what your idea is.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a great summary. And that's my experience. I spent a lot of my years in a lot of my 20s living and working in Minneapolis and spending time in Uptown, going to Chino Latino. I had my wedding reception at the Suburban World, which is now the Granada. And yeah, I actually moved out to the Bay Area for about 10 years and just moved back about 3 years ago. And not that I expected Uptown to be the same. I know that Uptown's taken some lumps, just like you said. But I was disheartened, and just knowing how incredible Uptown can be, just seeing it transform so much, it just hit me. And so I mean, we've, like you said too, like we've seen the power of the collective recently that I'm so inspired that if we get a lot of people together that share our feelings about Uptown, we can, cliche, be the change we want to see in the world today. Instead of just waiting around for somebody to save us, waiting around for the right political leaders or the right policies, we just know that if we can channel this energy that people have for Uptown, Uptown's been here before. It's come back before. It can come back again.
Twin Cities Business wrote about this today, and that's what piqued my interest. And the headline says, New Uptown Initiative is simple. Walk around and buy tacos. It's maybe a little more complicated than this, but it is something that you've called Uptown United, and it started with a letter you wrote. Tell us about the letter.
Yeah, that's right. So my wife and I live, just like a few blocks from kind of the main corridors, Hennepin and Lindale. And one day my wife went out on a walk, came home, and she's like, Kevin, I have never seen Hennepin look so bad. And I said, you should write a letter. And then I kind of thought for a second, I'm like, I should just write a letter. So I wrote a letter. The subject was boycott Hennepin, which I knew would catch people's attention. And the premise of the letter was people are boycotting Hennepin. This is, of course, we're not arranging a boycott. It's happening. There's a perception that Uptown is not safe right now. I personally don't feel unsafe. I think that there's some challenges with unhoused people, open drug use, different than violent crime. So like personally, I don't feel unsafe in Uptown, but there's that perception. So we need to change that perception. So the idea with Uptown United started out as a letter writing campaign, which is still a letter writing campaign. So write some letters with us, if you will, uptownunitedmpls.org. And we're also starting an Uptown Ambassador program, which is about getting that energy back on the streets. It's going to be community walks. We're starting next weekend, Friday nights and Saturday nights. We're going to get a whole bunch of people out, just walking around Uptown, being a positive presence, being that energy, buying tacos, buying food, buying drinks, supporting our local businesses. And we know that that positive presence will make an impact. The kind of illegal activity that we don't want in Uptown won't happen as much. People don't like doing illegal activity when there's a lot of people around. So it's a very simple premise. Kind of like in that article, it said it should be the easiest volunteering job you ever have. Just going out, walking around Uptown, eating food, being a positive presence, meeting your neighbors.
And, you know, we've had different sort of community-led, like, policing efforts. As much as I like the idea of, like, hey, downtown Minneapolis feels safer when there are more people hanging around. Uptown feels safer when there are more people hanging around, walking around. I do worry, like, are we asking residents to do something that the police should be doing or that the city should be providing? Is this a safe thing for you guys to be doing?
That is a great question. And I think we know our lane. You know, we are, this is very, very intentionally not about policing. It's not about keeping the right people in Uptown and the wrong people out. We do have a police department that also is supporting this program. We are not like partnering with them, so to speak, but they support this initiative because the police force is down. We don't have enough numbers of police on the street right now to support the amount of citations that could be happening. That said, we're also trying to strive to be politically agnostic. We just want anybody that wants the same outcome. So we're being very outcome focused. 10 out of 10 people don't want to walk and step over human feces. 10 out of 10 people don't want syringes laying around on the street. 10 out of 10 people want to be comfortable. They want to feel that Uptown is a welcoming place. We want Uptown to be a place that people drive across town to visit. And we believe that if we bring this energy, it's not going to be the silver bullet, just like policies and politics aren't going to be the silver bullet. You can't police your way to a thriving, positive area that people want to spend time in. But this is one part of the puzzle. But we also do believe that there's a political angle. That is why we also have a letter writing campaign as well.
So the letter writing is designed to get, frankly, the city more engaged in what's going on in Uptown and trying to, you know, I think there's a frustration for many of us that Uptown is it's sort of like, well, too bad. Like you guys have sort of been left where the landlords get blamed, which I think they deserve some of the blame, to be honest. But you can't just blame landlords for not filling their spaces when at the same time you have people shooting up drugs and relieving themselves on the streets. Not that it's 100% this is going on there, but it is part of what's going on there.
Yeah, it is. And I'm very inspired by a lot of the conversations I've had with residents, with elected leaders. There's a lot of positive things afoot in Uptown right now. I believe that we are turning the curve. And I'm not just saying that because I want to believe that. There truly is. Like they just signed the contract for part of the property at 7 Points, the old Calhoun Square. They're filling that. They're building up that apartment complex, which there are other agreements contingent on that. So there are going to be more people living in Uptown. There are some new great businesses that have opened in the last several months that I believe are probably going to be anchors in Uptown for a long time.
You got great, and as you get out of the key sort of former Calhoun Square intersection, right? You have the best bakery in the upper Midwest, right in your neighborhood. You've got
Isles Coffee. Yep.
Isles, okay. Well, now we're going to get in a fight. Now I'm a Black Walnut guy.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Isles Bud is great, but you also have a terrific new coffee shop, 2 new coffee shops right in that area. Munamono is fantastic. I mean, just lots of great energy. But part of what's happening, and some of the outsiders who miss Filio, you also have to be willing to come along on the ride that Uptown is going to be different. It doesn't need to be a playground for suburbanites necessarily, but it does need to be safe for residents, you know?
Right. And that's what I'm excited about. There's a lot of people that believe that, and they know that. They know that Uptown is unbeatable. Like, you know, the proximity to the lakes, the proximity to downtown, it's an incredible place to live. That's why we moved back here, is we knew we had everything within walking distance. And I think that's what's really exciting about Uptown United right now, is I think that we're on the cusp of something. So anybody getting involved with Uptown United right now will be able to look back and be like, I was part of the rebirth of Uptown. Like, it's happening right now. Like, if I was opening up a business, I would be seriously considering Uptown, because it's going to be on the upward swing. And there's some pieces that are falling together right now that it's imminent. And we're excited to be part of it.
It is easy to get to online if you want to take part. And part of it is just, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, go get a cup of coffee, go buy tacos, go to some of these restaurants, go see a show, that sort of thing. But if you want to formally volunteer, you can go to Uptown United, mpls.org, or just Google Uptown United, and you'll get right to it. We got to take care of our neighborhoods, and you have to care enough to step up and say, all right, let's try something. So I give you a lot of credit. Kevin Norman, thanks for being with me.
Really appreciate it, Jason. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Go take a walk by the lake. Maybe go decide who's right. Is Kevin right? Is it Isles Bun, or am I right? Is it Blackwall? People are lined up at Blackwall.
Why not
and
both?
At Isles Bun, which is pretty cool. It is 3:49. Drive time back in a minute on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl. I'm watching TV today, and I see Chris just reading off a list of names. Kevin got one, and Mary got one, and Jason got one, and Dan got one, and Bob got one, and Tiffany got one. And you're like, what's he talking about? You know what he's talking about. Chris Lindahl's talking about the guaranteed cash offer and the big red check. Chris has been driving around town delivering guaranteed cash offer big red checks, because the truth is, so many people are fed up with the headaches. Oh, my goodness. When's the last time you listed your house on the open market? Exhausting. People flaking out at the last minute. Interest rates, are they up? Are they down? What's going on? See if the guaranteed cash offer, it's always made sense if you have the need for speed. But it might make sense for you, too. Go to chrislindahl.com. Chris is my friend. He's a Minnesotan. He's a great guy. He will take care of you. chrislindahl.com. Get a free smart seller guide, and then decide if the guaranteed cash offer is good for you and get that big red check.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch support system is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Chad back here with you on CCO. I want to talk insurance and the group I have trusted for 30 years. Not just me, my father, my boys. We have been with Amber Scholl and Associates the entire time. They are with American Family, and trust is the right word. When something awful happens with your business or your home or your car, you need people who are available. You need individuals who have a team, and they've handled every situation. Amber and her team have done that. Let's be honest. Insurance rates are complicated. You need someone who knows this business in all ways, and I wouldn't be with Amber for 30 years unless I totally believed in her. Call today, 651-738-4811, and tell me you heard this spot from Chad on CCO.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash has been cleared north 169 at 49th Avenue. Left lane's been reopened. Still some slowing, though, as you make way through the stretch, heading up toward 63rd as you head up toward I-94. Traveling 94 eastbound, 694 eastbound. That's slow is coming from 100 over to Highway 65. 494 northbound. That's a slow drive between Bass Lake Road and the Fish Lake Interchange. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn-McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
A forecast brought to you by Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services. Tonight, 42 is the low. Maybe you want to open your windows. Tomorrow, 73 is the high. Back to normal on Sunday. Rain possible early. 46 is the high. Right now, it's 63 on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
I'm just going to give it a big fat so what?
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
He's mine.
The war or the activity with Iran continues. You're seeing it in your gas prices for sure, and a lot of Americans are starting to complain about these big numbers and asking questions. But Michelle Tafoya, U.S. Senate candidate in the Republican Party, has an idea for you.
You know, it used to be during the past wars, especially World War II, Americans got behind our servicemen and women. And we did little things to show our support for them. We collected metal, we recycled stuff, aluminum, so that we could, help in the war effort. I think right now, at least just kind of keeping a stiff upper lip. Maybe you take one less trip to Starbucks, and so that gas goes a little further until this thing is over and these gas prices come back down again. Let's just try to be patriots about this.
Does she have a point? 651-461-9226. So she has a germ of a point, in my view. That right now you've got servicemen and servicewomen who are putting their lives on the line and complaining about your gas price going up 40, 50, $1 a gallon is pretty lame when we've had a Minnesotan killed as a result of this conflict. That said, the smugness to say, like, hey, one fewer cup of coffee, suck it up. Like, I just hate that. It's so out of touch with the real pain that real people are experiencing. And the valid questions about saying, like, what is the end game here? Just today, breaking news that more Marines are being sent to the region. I don't know, man. I'm not blaming you guys. I'll tell you that much. Go get your coffee. Continental Diamond. Time check, 3:58. Oh, beautiful weekend on tap. Time to go check out the amazing pre-owned watch selection at ContinentalDiamond.com.
It's Tiki Barber with 2 words any business owner wants to hear: extra income. Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for ambitious business owners in your area to assist with local deliveries. You get paid for each package delivered. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. If you're a local business ready to assist with Amazon deliveries, sign up today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
When it comes to outdoor living, quality matters. At By the Yard, their furniture is maintenance-free, built to last, and backed by a 35-year warranty. Made from recycled products, crafted right here in the Midwest, and priced direct to you. It's furniture that stands up to real life, season after season. You can count on durability, on-time delivery, and products that live up to every promise they make. Visit a showroom near you to see all By the Yard has to offer, or shop online at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
I fixed my furnace, Holly. Just needed a zip tie, some gum, and duct tape, of course.
Or you could get a real fix from Apollo Heating, Air, and Plumbing. $59 tune-up, 0% financing available. Let Apollo handle it. Visit us at callapollo.com.
Your news, your voice, your station. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump says no to a ceasefire with Iran. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports from the White House.
The president says yes to dialogue, but no to a ceasefire.
You know, you don't do a ceasefire when you're literally obliterating the other side.
Speaking to reporters before heading off to Florida for the weekend, the president said Iran is not in a position of strength.
They don't have a Navy. They don't have an Air Force. They don't have any equipment. They don't have any spotters. They don't have anti-aircraft. They don't have radar, and their leaders have all been killed.
Earlier this week, the president said he would not put troops on the ground in Iran, although the Pentagon is sending 2,500 Marines to the Middle East. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Hawaii flooding prompts evacuation orders for more than 4,000 people downstream of a dam that a spokesperson with the Oahu mayor's office says is at imminent risk to fail. Hawaii Governor Josh Green.
Some of the land was scarred by the Maui wildfire, and if that rain hits there, we'll also see quick surges. That's why when we're talking about flash flood warnings, we're very serious.
Dam levels have been high since a storm last week dumped heavy rain across the state. There's help out there for struggling TSA employees who cannot feed their families. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
World Central Kitchen is helping to feed TSA agents working without pay in several cities. And Naomi Germain at the nonprofit says they've served more than 11,000 meals over the past 6 days.
So we'll be here still supporting until they can get back on their feet. We don't just get up and leave.
The number of TSA workers calling in sick or quitting has meant stress and worry for passengers standing in security lines for hours in the midst of the spring break season. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The martial arts grandmaster and action star Chuck Norris has died.
You want to do it the easy way or the hard way?
Syracuse University pop culture professor Robert Thompson.
Chuck Norris was always this really serious martial arts guy and really serious about often serious subjects. The movies about rescuing POWs and all of that kind of thing.
The Walker Texas Ranger star was 86. His family has not released details about his death, except to say it was sudden. CBS's Mark Strassman is at Kennedy Space Center, where he says the Artemis II rocket is back on its launch pad again.
This mission will be the first time this rocket or this capsule has ever flown astronauts. Over 10 days, 3 Americans and 1 Canadian will fly around the moon and back. The astronauts entered quarantine on Wednesday. They'll fly here to Florida next Friday for 6 launch possibilities in early April, starting with April 1st.
This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 60 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. Murder charges are filed in 2 domestic violence-related homicides this week. New this afternoon in St. Paul, 22-year-old Krishan Pryor is charged with second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of a man and attempted murder in the shooting of his ex-girlfriend. It happened Wednesday afternoon in the woman's apartment on Edmond Avenue. Her 3-year-old daughter also was in the home at the time. The criminal complaint details an extensive history of domestic violence between Pryor and the victim. The identity of the man who was fatally shot has not been released. And in Anoka County, a 53-year-old man charged with murder in connection with the shooting deaths of his estranged partner and her young son. Irving Van Marsaw is accused of killing 44-year-old Jennifer Marsaw and her 5-year-old son Marzai at a home in Lexington this week. Jennifer Marsaw's older son, Raheem Campbell, talking with WCCO TV.
Every time you seen my mom, she was happy. It didn't matter what the situation was. She could have $1 to her name, and she would still make the best out of it.
Records show Marsaw has a long criminal history, having been arrested several times over the last 20 years on domestic violence charges. 5 more guilty pleas this week in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the defendants worked together to steal and launder more than $14 million in federal child nutrition program money that was meant to feed hungry children during the COVID pandemic. In all, 79 people were charged with 63 convictions so far. Bring on the spring while we can.
I hope so. I hope we're done with snow. But we always have boys basketball, so we get blizzards then too. So
DNR records show it usually snows at least 4 inches during this time once every decade. Lots of basketball action on the U of M campus today with Williams Arena, the opening round site for the NCAA women's basketball tournament. Lots of visitors on campus.
First off, let's do some proper pronunciation. Gonzaga or Gonzaga?
It's Gonzaga.
Now that that's out of the way, what does Lexi think of the U of M campus?
We love the U. We've been here a bunch of times. We watched the Lynx win the championship here at the barn.
Doc is also a Gonzaga fan, and he digs the campus as well.
Pretty nice. It's real nice. The environment is pretty nice, pretty dope, good vibes. A lot of different places to go eat and a lot of different places to hang out. So, yeah, it's been good.
Tristan is a Gopher, so he's used to walking around campus, but he expects the atmosphere inside Williams Arena to be great.
I'm expecting a pumped crowd, we're in the NCAA tournament. I'm expecting it to be packed, and everyone's jumping up, getting excited for every play and everything that's going on.
That's how it should be. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The Gophers tip off against Green Bay at 5 o'clock. WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Commute's a little on the slow side for 694 both directions between Highway 65 and Highway 10. North 169, some slowings make way between County Road 81 and 610 there. If you're going to be traveling south 35E, a bit sluggish through the downtown St. Paul stretch. Opens up once you get past Victoria Street. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Gutman Law, wills, trusts, and probate law. That's gutmanlaw.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A quiet and mild night tonight. Mostly cloudy, falling back to 42. Are you ready for some June-like warmth? Partly cloudy, 73 tomorrow. Definitely the nicer weekend day. We could see a few sprinkles early Sunday. The rest of the day mostly cloudy and cooler with a high around 46, which is average for this time of year.
Mostly cloudy right now, 60 degrees at News Talk 830 WCCO.
All kinds of talk for all kinds of people.
Well, it's just one big happy family, isn't it?
News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, Drive Time in effect Friday afternoon. Glad to have you with us. It is hot out there. I was arguing the other day that the weather people had to have some courage, right? And that they should put a 70 on the board. I think I don't know if you were here for this sort of nonsense take from me, Laura.
Okay.
But back in my TV news days, it would drive me nuts when the weather people would say the high's going to be 68 or 69.
Yeah.
Just call it 70.
70.
Let's have some fun. Give us something to be excited about. 70 is exciting. 68,
But what if it only gets up to 65?
Then you're very wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
But does anyone really check their work on the high? Sort of like, I forgot what they're forecasting. We worry about rain and snow. I don't know. Weather people don't take very kindly to a suggestion that they should make it up.
They're scientists. They like to be precise. Right?
Do you think they really know the 1 degree difference? I worked at a TV station that had something called, I think it was the 5 degree guarantee.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It was a pretty good bit. So, and I'll tell you who didn't like it, the weather people.
Probably not.
So they would check, like if you said, so what does Schaefer say? Schaefer's saying it's going to be 73 tomorrow, right? Yep. But the weather service said
77.
So if
somewhere in there.
If it were 77, Schaefer would still be within the 5 degree guarantee.
Yeah.
78 though, then you'd have to pay. It was Channel 12, and they paid people like $1,200.
Wow.
Turns out the weather people are not wrong that often.
No.
By that much, you know.
But you know what I think is too bad? Just how much weather people just are constantly being criticized for getting it wrong and getting it wrong, where they get it right the majority of the time. Most of the time. It's just when it does go south, well, yeah, it's a pain, but it happens. Yeah. It's not precise.
On Facebook, one of our commenters saying if weather people use Celsius, it would be easier to be closer. That's true. A great argument for going to the Celsius system.
There we go.
For sure. We have 2 contestants already. This is a little pro tip. If Dan Cook is feeling generous, he will allow you to call during the news at 4 o'clock. What a generous move. We also give our video viewers first crack. So if you're watching on the video stream, you get the chance to call in to play for a $50 gift card at Jester Concepts. You can use that gift card at any of their great restaurants, PS Steak, Parlor, their wonderful coffee shop, Rustica, all of that. Many, many different restaurants that you could use this $50 gift card at. But we have 2 contestants. We have a poem. Let's play America's fastest growing afternoon radio high-low related card game show. It's called Card DeSharks. Let's go. March Madness is finally here. Brackets and buckets and maybe a beer. So get your bets in, but play this game for free. It's Card DeSharks Friday. You'll love it. You'll see on Card DeSharks.
Very nice. Thank you, Kristen.
Kristen nailing it. We have Vikas in Maple Grove. Vikas, welcome back to Card DeSharks. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Waiting for 70 degrees tomorrow.
Yes.
Is 77 too hot? Is that just too hot for March 21st or whatever it is, 21st?
Yes, because I don't have my summer clothes out yet.
Yeah. Do you switch closets, Laura?
I
Like
have
you have the storage or whatever?
small closet in an old St. Paul house. So I switch. Yes, I do have. Right now, I have kind of springish, little bit of winter clothes in there. The rest of it is in a storage bin. But pretty soon that bin is going to get turned over for real.
I mean, it's going to be 46 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, we probably don't need to get too carried away.
Right.
But short sleeve shirts, for sure.
Yep.
All right, Vikas, stand by. because you are competing against one of our YouTube regulars. Say hello to Dale in Morristown. Hey, Dale.
Hey, Jason.
Good to have you with us on Card DeSharks. How are things in Morristown today?
Oh, they're just wonderful, wonderful.
Why not? Why wouldn't it? Dan Cook, do you know where Morristown, Minnesota is, Dan Cook? Can you name?
Of course, it's in Minnesota.
That's. Can you name the region of the state where Morristown is?
Yeah, in the shape of Minnesota.
It is within the shape of Minnesota. Give yourself a ding. That is correct. How about this competition? Laura Oakes, between 100 and 10,000. Can you guess the current population of Morristown, Minnesota?
I'll say 4,756.
Dale, Dale, would you say higher or lower?
It would be considerably lower.
Yeah. Morristown's population is 949.
Wow.
It is in Rice County.
Rice County, okay.
So just sort of almost straight south from here. But do you consider yourself the south east corner of the state? Southern Minnesota? What do you consider yourself, Dale?
South Central, in the South Central Lake area, because we got a lot of beautiful lakes down here.
So are you like between Faribault and Mankato? By Cleveland?
Yeah, we're only 8 miles west of Faribault on Highway 60. But
Great.
We've got a lot of beautiful lakes down here.
Yes, you do. I've driven down there a few times for some stories that I've been on in the last couple of years. It's gorgeous.
You probably were here for the flood we had a few years ago.
Oh, yes.
What year was that flood? I think I was down there reporting for TV back in that time. The Cannon River was flooding, right?
Yep, we had quite a disaster here in our whole area, but we recovered. We recovered very well.
Excellent.
Good.
All right, very good. Let's play. Vikas, I could ask you questions about Maple Grove, but I think, I have an unfair advantage here. All right, here we go. It is Card DeSharks. We play by asking a question with a number answer between 0 and 100. And Vikas will give me a number, and then Dale will say higher or lower, and that's how we go. So, Vikas, the first question goes to you. We asked 100 millionaires, if you could double your wealth by doing so, would you sell your soul to the devil? Would you literally sell your soul to the devil to double your wealth? How many millionaires said, yes, I would sell my soul to the devil in order to double my wealth?
It's going to depend on how many millionaires are religious to begin with.
Yeah, true.
I'll bet this is a pretty high number. Because it's, they're going to think about the here and now and not the hereafter. So I'm going to go with 78.
78, says Vikas. Such cynicism.
This question during the Lenten season, Jason, is just a little disturbing.
Poorly asked. Would I see? It depends. Like if I were a 20 millionaire, it might be more tempting to sell my soul than if I were a 1 millionaire. Right, going from 1 to 2, is that worth it? I don't think so. 10 to 20, is that worth it? Still probably no. Selling your soul, I don't know. It's like what's the? It's like the Little Mermaid. Isn't that the movie where she sold her soul?
Selling her voice.
Sold her voice.
That's right.
Dale, Vikas says 78. What do you think? Higher or lower?
Well, it depends on what part of the world and if it is the whole world, but I'm going to say lower.
Lower. Dale says lower. The actual number of millionaires who would be willing to sell their soul to the devil to double their wealth was just 8. Only 8. Much lower. Look at the optimism for the people. The people are better than you all thought. They're better than you thought.
I think so.
I think we just need a new question.
We will.
8. That's shocking.
I was a little surprised by that too, because Dale, you get control of the board. Do you want the blue cards or the red cards?
I will take red.
All right, Dale takes the red cards, which is the top row. Laura flips your first card, and it is a 4. A nice start. You answer the question right, so you can change the card at any moment. But I don't think I'd change a 4. Dale, what do you say? Higher or lower than a 4?
I believe it's going to be higher.
All right, higher than a 4. It is a 2. It's lower. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
And that means Vikas, you get a shot at the blue. Laura will give us your opening card. And Vikas, you get a freebie on a 5. 5 is your opener. You want to go higher or lower than a 5?
We'll go higher.
Higher than a 5, says Vikas. It is higher. It's a 10. And now up to you. You can freeze or you can roll it on a 10.
Let's roll on a 10. Let's go lower.
Lower than a 10. It is a jack. It's higher. No harm, no foul. We're back where we started. And the next question goes to Dale. Dale, we asked 100 13-year-old girls, does it seem like it's taking forever to grow up? Oh, man, I remember being 13. I wanted to be a grown-up so badly. Oh.
Me too.
Dale, what do you think? How many of the 13-year-old girls say, yep, it seems like it's taking forever to grow up?
I would say probably about 90%.
Dale says 90%.
I've had, with my 2 daughters, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vikas, what do you think? Higher or lower than 90?
I'll go lower than 90.
Vikas playing the odds, lower than 90. The actual number of 13-year-old girls who say it seems like it's taking forever is 91.
Wow.
91.
Wow.
How about that? Great guess, Dale. And you're still on that 4. You can change the 4. I feel bad that I said I wouldn't change the 4. You can change the 4 or just go for it, higher or lower than a 4. What do you say?
Well, I'm going to go higher because I believe the deck was shuffled now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and it is. It's a 5. It's a little bit higher. Dale, I'm going to let you make your next call in just a break. Just a minute. Just a break. We're going to take a quick break. Card DeSharks right here on CCO. We're playing for $50. Thanks to our partners at Jester Concepts for sharing that gift card. Go visit one of their great restaurants. Starling in Edina. They've got 3 restaurants out in Excelsior, too. We're back in a minute on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason here with an invitation, especially this weekend as the weather gets warm. I want you to prioritize your skin and think about Terrene Dermatology. Have you ever had your skin checked? Have you ever had that full body skin checkup? My friends at Terrene Dermatology, they want to see you. And I go every year. My dad had skin cancer, and he's had a number of growths removed. Luckily, always caught in time, but it sort of gave me that ethos of you've got to take care of your skin. It's the part of our bodies that a lot of us think about, forget about when you're making doctor's appointments. Or if you try to make a doctor's appointment, you try to see a dermatologist, good luck trying to get in, right? You call the dermatologist, they're like, well, our next opening is 3, 4, 5 months. At Terrene Dermatology, they'll get you in within 3 weeks. So many CCO listeners have gone to Dr. Mohiba Terrene and her team at Terrene Dermatology. I want you to do it too. The website is easy to get to, and you can request an appointment at one of their 10 locations. I go to Roseville. They're in Eagan. They're in Lakeville. They're in Hudson. Go check them out. Terrene, Tareen, dermatology.com.
The word Corbin symbolizes Berufka's popular bedroom collection for people with foresight and intelligence to understand long-term value.
A queen bed is Craftsman direct priced from $21.75 or $91 per month for 24 months.
Corbin also means raven or crow, so it's time for me to fly.
Oh, Jim. Berufka's no gimmicks, haggling, or hard-to-understand pricing in Woodbury, Burnsville, and Minnetonka.
Decidedly different.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Talking construction law today with Blake Nelson, an attorney from Helmuth & Johnson. Blake, why is having the right legal support so important?
One delay, one payment issue, or one contract mistake can put an entire project at risk and be the difference between making and losing money. In Minnesota, contract terms, timing, and documentation matter.
How does Helmuth & Johnson help?
We help contractors, subcontractors, and property owners protect their rights, get paid, and keep projects moving.
Learn more at hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side, for all your construction law needs.
Get into your local running store Tuesday and Wednesday, March 24th and 25th, where everything is on sale. Well, almost everything. Save 12% on almost everything in the store. This includes most regular priced items, plus 25% on regular priced clothing and footwear. Also shop sporting goods, houseware, snacks, hardware, fishing, hunting, and much more. Bring the family to your local Runnings March 24th and 25th, where almost everything in the store is on sale. Go to Runnings.com for more information and to find a store near you. Runnings, now with 90 locations, your local home, farm, and outdoor store.
Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full-pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Card DeSharks, we got a good one. Dale is competing with Vikas, and Dale is in control. Dale's in Morristown, Minnesota, playing for the Card DeSharks. $50 at Jester Concepts. Dale, you've turned over 2 cards, and you can watch live on YouTube as Dale frequently enjoys the show or doesn't enjoy the show. That's the beauty of it. But we love the participation. So here we go, Dale. You're on a 5. You want to go higher or lower than a 5?
Jason, I believe it's going to be higher. I need a face card.
I believe in you, too. Here we go. Higher than a 5. It's a 9. It is higher. Those 9s can be tricky. You can freeze, and that locks Vikas out, or you can go for it on the 9, higher or lower. What do you say? Higher, lower, or freeze?
I'm going to freeze right now, Jason.
All right. I'm
going to let the gentleman make the decision.
All right. I think that's smart, and we'll go to sudden death. I think we have to go to sudden death. So here we go. Let me pull up the next question. I want to pick a good one for you guys. Here we go. We asked 100 doctors, and this question goes to Vikas. We asked 100 doctors, have you ever worked at a hospital that you'd be afraid of going to as a patient?
Yikes.
Oh, we've all been to those hospitals, right? Where you're like, is this going to work out for me?
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to work out? How many doctors, Vikas, said, yes, I've worked at a hospital that I'd be afraid of going to as a patient?
I should have asked my kid this. He's in med school. I'm going to go like 40%. We'll say 40 doctors said.
40 doctors, says Vikas. Dale, what do you think? Higher or lower than 40?
I believe it's going to be lower than 40 because doctors are supposed to know a lot.
True. All right, let's check the
I would say
total.
less.
All right, Dale says lower. The actual number of doctors who say they have worked at a hospital that they'd be afraid of going to if they were a patient is 42.
Ooh.
That's a heck of a guess, Vikas. But you get control. You're on, you're on a, we're going to move the microphone out of the way so we can see the video on the live stream. You know, this is sort of an amateur hour here. We're doing our best for you. Vikas, you're on a 10. You're on a 10. Is that right? I think that's right. Higher or lower, or you can change it because
can I change that 10?
Let's get rid of the 10, and the 10 becomes a king. Nice change.
Good. Okay, let's fingers crossed. Let's go lower.
Lower than a king. It is a 3, and here we go. Higher or lower than a 3?
We're gonna come on higher than a 3.
Higher than a 3. It's an 8, and the tension. You're on an 8.
Me.
You can go for it, or I said it was sudden death, but I didn't give you the sudden death scenario. So you get the regular choice that you can make here. You can freeze on the 8, but then both of you are real close to winning, or you roll the dice and go for it. What do you want to do, Vikas?
You know, last time I was on, I didn't roll the dice and I lost. I'm rolling the dice.
All right.
I'm going to go higher than an 8.
Higher than an 8. It is a queen. It's higher. Oh, my goodness. Vikas, you did it. Congratulations. Wow.
Nice.
That was
nice match, Dale.
Dale, you were
Dale.
You were a terrific contestant. That worked out so well. Dale, well, not great for you, Dale, but you were awesome. Thanks for calling, and thanks for watching us. We always appreciate it.
It was great. Thank you.
Very fun. Dale. There goes Dale, and we learned a little about Morristown today as well, which was kind of fun.
Yep.
Vikas, you win. You get that $50 gift card at Jester Concepts. Boy, this would be a great – I don't know if they're opening up any of their patios, but it sure would be nice to sit outside at Burrow or Butcher and the Boar. The bad news is you're not getting this gift card till Monday. You know, the Postal Service doesn't work that. I'm not bringing it to your house. So
that's all good. That's all good. I think I won one about 6 months ago.
Very good.
So maybe I'll wait for this next one to come in and we'll head on over.
Redeem them both. Go to PS Steak with both of those. That'd be great. Vikas, thanks for listening and for calling in.
Thanks,
we
Jason.
appreciate it.
Have a good week.
You too. Laura, thank you. That was great.
Thank you. That was a good game.
They were fun. Yeah,
Yep.
Very nice. Card DeSharks, we do this every Friday right here on CCO, and it's always fun to watch it on the live stream, too, as we do our best to – you should see the setup we have. We got Dan Cook's cell phone sitting on a tripod on top of a stack of internal paperwork, discrepancy report.
Why would you ruin the magic for the people by telling them all of this? Why wouldn't you just allow them to think that this is a smoothly run and well-produced operation?
Speaking of magic, the University of Minnesota has hired an advertising firm to come up with a new slogan, and it's part of an overall marketing campaign. But I heard one of the funniest, most interesting takes on this radio station ever. We'll talk about the slogan, and we'll talk about $15 million on marketing. A good idea or a waste of money? We'll get into that next on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. Man, I got to get out there. It's been a minute since I've been to see my friends Kevin and Bryce and Chuck. J.H. and Sons is such an awesome store at the Galleria in Edina. Frankly, you can go over to Rustica across the street, come on over to the Galleria, get into J.H. and Sons. This is premium men's clothing for guys who really care about buying timeless items. So, yes, they're going to have the latest trends. They're going to have clothing that makes you look absolutely incredible. They're going to tailor it in a way that you'll think, whoa, I didn't know I could look this good. But it's the people that make the difference. It's people who know men's clothing, who know they'll get to know what's going on in your life, what your needs are, what your fashion is. You got a wedding coming up. Oh, man. look your best when it's your big day. J.H. & Sons has an unbelievable program set up around weddings, graduation. I bought both of my high schoolers a suit from J.H. & Sons when they graduated. The team over there would love to see you. Make sure you tell them that you hear me talk about them right here on CCO. JHandsons.com. You can sign up on the email list and find out the latest sales and events in the store. But the best thing to do is to go to the Galleria, go to Edina, and visit my friends at J.H. & Sons.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Lendseek.
Vintage clothing is fetching modern prices online. eBay is acquiring secondhand fashion marketplace Depop from Etsy for $1.2 billion, with Depop topping $1 billion in sales in 2025, with 90% of Depop's customers under the age of 34. eBay in recent years has been selling niche brands, including Brazilian retailer Elo 7 and musical instrument marketplace Reverb. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to Lendseek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. Lendseek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. Lendseek.com.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Metro Heating and Cooling delivers the highest quality products at the most affordable prices. Products like Trane furnaces and air conditioners. For more than 140 years, Trane has been setting and resetting the standard. Get your free estimate at metroheating.com.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Metro Heating and Cooling of Maplewood.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And you got your slowdowns place, traveling southbound 35W 98th Street to Highway 13. North 169, it's a bit sluggish. Cedar Lake Road, heading up to Highway 55. Watching the slowdowns on 94 westbound right now between Hemlock Lane and County Road 30. The USPS Ground Advantage reliable route is 212 westbound, running at the posted speeds 494, heading out to Highway 101. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast time. You guys are not going to believe how warm it's going to be tomorrow. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan brings us Chris Schaefer's weather forecast.
Another mild start tomorrow morning. Clouds will increase 42 the overnight low. It's going to feel like summer tomorrow, even though we just started spring. Partly cloudy with a high of 73. Some rain showers possible early Sunday. Rest of the day will be mostly cloudy, but notably cooler with highs back around average in the mid-40s.
Already, I mean, it's 4:30 and it's 64 degrees in St. Paul. Crazy on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
You are worth the price of admission every single day because I have no bleeping idea what you are capable of saying.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I heard a crazy take on this radio station earlier today, and I love, you know me, I love a crazy take. If you have the guts to say something on this radio station that makes another host 6 hours later say, I can't wait to tell you guys about the crazy take that I heard on this station. The take was from Jordana Green, and it was about the University of Minnesota spending money on branding. Branding. I do love branding. So I confess, like, I'm maybe not unbiased in this area. Like, I had my own brand sort of created and ideated and designed and all of the stuff that marketing people do. Is it dumb for the University of Minnesota to spend money at all on marketing? 651-461-9226, because that was Jordana's take. She said that the university should not spend money on branding, should not spend money on marketing. That you could take $15 million. What's it cost to go to the U? Damn, do you know what tuition is at the University of Minnesota? What I want to do with this show is change this dynamic where I just ask questions that I should have prepared earlier in the day and ask Cook to give me the answer. And you're sitting there like plugging away at stuff, working or whatever it is you're doing.
Doing my
Like,
job.
how about like help your host out here, Dan? How about help your host out?
Uh-huh.
So thanks for looking. The cost of going to the University of Minnesota as a resident is $19,000. That's next year's tuition. Next year's tuition, $19,000. Then you got housing and food, another $15,000. The way they do this stuff, like they're trying to give you more information, but I feel like they end up giving you less. I don't care about the fees and the this and the that, but anyway, that's the cost. So if you took $15 million, that's a lot of tuition you could pay for, right? If you wanted to just give out scholarships. I think the university absolutely should be spending on marketing. The idea that, you know, just have like a website up with your whatever your majors are. And now the reason people are mad is because the headline is that the University of Minnesota spent $15 million on a slogan. And the slogan, the tagline, people don't like it. So I'll get your feedback on that as well. The tagline is "Leave a Future," which sounds better out loud than it does when you read it, right? The University of Minnesota, leave a future. Nancy's in Minneapolis. Nancy, let's start with the tagline. Where are you on leave a future?
It makes my head hurt.
Why does it make your head hurt?
Because it's stupid. I'm sorry. It's stupid. Leave a future. What does that mean?
Well, it's,
find
like
a future. Get a future.
Well, it's about legacy. When you go to the University of Minnesota, you're going to make an impact on today and tomorrow. And so you, at the U, leave a future.
You leave a future. Well, it's really, really, really fancy, I guess. I don't know.
I think that's right. Yes. That is exactly it. Nancy, you're
This is
so...
part and parcel what is wrong in Minnesota today, that public dollars are so available for crap like this.
Yeah, you saved yourself there. That was very good.
Thank you.
Very well. Well, I would say this, that it was, and I don't even care if it's public dollars or donor dollars, but it was foundation money, so this was fundraised money. It's not tax dollars, not tuition. But you know how that is. It's all sort of a shell game, right? It's all money.
University of Minnesota. It's a great school.
That catchy, Nancy. Do you know what the current tagline is?
I probably do, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Which is part of the failure of the tagline, right? Driven to discover.
Driven to discover.
I kind of like that,
or
right?
Leave the past.
I think people are mostly mad about the slogan, right? Are you mad that they're spending any money on marketing and hiring this firm and that sort of stuff?
No, because that's our world today. I think $15 million is a little excessive. I mean,
3 years. It's
we're talking about
over
a
3 years.
Company that works out of a house, and more power to them. They're making their scratch, but $15 million. How many students could go to school with that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, what I would say is that the students are probably in the maybe 5 to 10% of the intended message of this marketing. Because if you're the University of Minnesota, part of what you're marketing is to elected officials, to voters, to alumni who are going to donate, to business leaders who might want to hire, right? So your marketing isn't just about attracting students. That said, I'll say, like, as a parent of 2 kids who toured the U, looked at the U, chose to go out of state. I don't know if those kids ever could have been convinced to go to the U, to be honest. Like, I think they were really looking to spread their wings. But you could give 830 kids full tuition scholarships to the U for one year. If you did it for 4 years, you're looking at 210 kids that you could give a full tuition scholarship to for 4 years. Would you rather do that?
That's
Maybe.
the big picture.
Maybe. Yeah. Very good.
I think for $15 million, I want something that's a little more.
I think that's it. Give me a little. Your point. Thank you, Nancy. And I'd love to have you guys weigh in on Nancy's point at 651-461-9226, because I think that is very, very interesting. That there is something about this, and this is classic marketing world, right? Where it's like a little too heady. When you look at it in print, leave a future, it's sort of like, huh? Now, when you say it out loud, I think it makes sense. Leave a future. Ooh. But, like, when you read it, it's like, leave a future. Like, what sort of space age weird stuff are they doing over there at the U? Howard's in Minneapolis with a question on CCO. Howard, you're on the air. Leave a future, my friend.
I remember Dick Cheney and Halliburton.
Yeah.
For $15 million, who's getting the kickback?
So your assertion is that the local ad agency, Rise and Shine and Partners, which we've had some of those guys on our show before, maybe I'm getting the kickback. Who's to say?
You got to have your antenna up.
No.
Because Driven to Discover was perfect.
We're at 20 years, though. A little, you got to refresh. Like, we got to keep our ad world in business, too, don't you think?
Go to Moose Tower and see all the research that's been done at the U of M. Sky U Ma. I'm so proud of the U of M.
Yeah, it's true.
Driven to Discover is fine.
I liked it. I did like it because it gave that idea of discovery is what education is all about for me, right?
I would say keep the $15 million, give it to scholarships, and stay with Driven to Discover.
Thank you, Howard. 651-461-9226. To Jordana saying, like, the U shouldn't market because kids just look up whatever major they want and what, like, it's so dumb. Like, so honestly, hilariously dumb. Like, it was so good where I thought, I'm like, I should come on the air and say the same thing and see if people get worked up or not. But Dan, you know, like, when I'm just sort of goofing around here, You can tell, right? That
Usually.
I'm not fully on board with what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's usually when you're talking. That's how I can tell. Kidding. No, I know. Yeah, no, there's a playful tone that you get.
Doesn't the university have a business school with degrees in marketing? Why didn't they pay the business students to take on the
How
project?
about that?
Guys, the University of Minnesota is way too important to the state. It should not be a class project. No, it's not a class project. This is one of the few states that you can say, I go to the U, and people know what you're talking about. No promo needed. Well, they also say that, as you note, in other states. I don't know. Here's what I think about the need for marketing, because the tagline, look, maybe in 5 years I'll love it, but I'm with you guys. And that I think it's a little too heady, a little too if you have to explain what leave a future means, you've sort of failed. But a marketing program is more than just the tagline. It's understanding, all right, how do we want to tell our story? How do we want to communicate? What are the visuals that tell the story that the school is about? So when you pick a tagline like leave a future, well, okay, so you're talking about legacy. You're talking about impact. You're talking about that is part of the bit. So I do think there's tremendous value in this, and the $15 million isn't just to come up with a slogan. It's to come up with a way of communicating. And I do think the U needs to do a better job of that. They, I think, have not adequately communicated what they are. Is the University of Minnesota supposed to be a great state for a great state school for Minnesotans? You know, there's so many schools around the country where they require X percent of in-state students. Or does the U want to be a player on the world stage? I believe that the University of Minnesota should be on the national stage. It should be one of the nation's great public universities. It's not good enough for me, for the U of M, to be just a really good school for our state. Part of its mission should be serving the state, but the bigger mission should be attracting people from all around the world and the country and the best researchers and the best mind. And we are going to leave a future. I just can't. I can't do it. I just can't. Yep. I maybe, with a big enough kickback, Dan, I would do it. Lots of text coming in. We'll talk more about it as we continue. 651-461-9226.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know, when the big money consultants went to the University of Minnesota, they suggested other taglines. The first one that they were thinking about was the University of Minnesota. Oh, yeah. And that, of course, the legal experts said, well, I believe that's the Minnesota Pork Board and Jason DeRusha's thing. And I said, all right. How about this? What if we have as a tagline, taste what the U can do? And I said, well, that's dangerously close to taste what pork can do. And the great website you should visit if you're looking for a recipe inspiration for this weekend, tastewhatporkcando.com. Then they thought, what if we went as a tagline, put future on the table? And then they said, no, it's put flavor on the table. They're like, you people at the University of Minnesota seem a little obsessed with Minnesota pork. And, why wouldn't they be? 3,000 family farmers, future, cutting edge, research driven, taking care of the environment, serving Minnesota and the world. Get your grocery store and your butcher shop this weekend, and you tell them I would like to have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers?
eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch support system is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, Jordana, I'm Brian. I'm 58 and single. I have a house, a bunch of investments. Now, I have a sister I'm close to, but no kids or anything tying me down, so I never really worried about planning for the future. Recently, a friend of mine passed away unexpectedly without a will or a trust, and it created a huge mess for the family he left behind. I don't want to be a burden on my sister. I want to be prepared. So why should I choose Gutman Law?
Hi, Brian. Your instincts are correct. If you were to do nothing, the state would decide who's in charge and how to distribute your assets, which is probably not what you want. And your sister will have a lot to sort out by herself. Now, this is the reason why I chose Gutman Law. My family, Matt and Jamie, were so sensitive to the nuances of my situation after a divorce. An estate plan is more than just names and numbers on a piece of paper. It's family. Making it easy on them is what matters most. From healthcare directives to wills to living trusts, Gutman Law can help you determine what type of planning makes sense to protect you and your loved ones. 612-895-1616 or go to mnestatelaw.com. Gutman Law, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Some slowing traveling south 169, Anderson Lakes Parkway as you head down to Highway 101. Traveling southbound 35 east, some slowing as you move between Grand Avenue and West 7th Street. 694, some congestion both directions between 94 and Highway 36. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
At By the Yard, they're family-owned and locally made. This outdoor furniture is crafted from recycled materials, maintenance-free, backed by a 35-year warranty so it looks great season after season. Stop by your local By the Yard showroom today. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by the Yard. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 42. Tomorrow, 73. Crazy. Sunday, rain early, 46. Back to the 50s next week. Right now, it is 62 on CC.
Jason DeRusha.
I have never really been a fan of his, but the truth of the matter is the guy really does care. My opinion has completely changed about the guy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Texter asked me if I know the taglines of my kids' school. I don't think taglines are that important. I think having a marketing plan is important. Sam goes to USC. Their ad campaign is around SC. We are SC, is it? I was trying to find Madison. Theirs is on Wisconsin, one Wisconsin. Makes sense, on Wisconsin, sort of the theme. Look, we poke our fun, right? Like, it's sort of, they were not going to find a tagline that everybody was going to like. There's no way. Do I think this is the one? I don't know. Do I think?
I mean, we found a flag everybody can agree on. I don't understand.
We can all agree that Continental Diamond time check is 4:57. Continental Diamond, St. Louis Park, right off of Highway 100 and 394. Best pre-owned watch selection in town. Get yourself to ContinentalDiamond.com to take a look at everything they've got in stock. CBS News, still on the air. CBS Radio News coming up next.
Are you struggling with hearing loss? Do friends and family complain that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to repeat themselves? If you want to hear clearly again, but don't want a bulky hearing aid that makes you look old, you need to try Atom X by Audion Hearing. The Atom X is a life-changing breakthrough, precisely designed by top audio engineers, fits comfortably in your ear, is nearly invisible, and lets you adjust your sound so you can hear conversations clearly, at home, at dinner, or on the go. And right now, you can try the Atom X risk-free for 45 days. Call Audion Hearing now at 800-295-HEAR. That's HEAR for a 45-day risk-free home trial with free shipping and money-back guarantee. The Atom X is lightweight, rechargeable, practically invisible, and costs 90% less than prescription hearing aids. Don't miss out. Call 800-295-HEAR for complete details. That's 800-295-4327. Hearing for everyone. Audion Hearing.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
When you're in pain, you need the Good Feet store. Don't waste another minute suffering from foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. You might feel the difference immediately.
I walked right into the Good Feet store and I tried the Good Feet Arch Support System, and my hip pain is gone.
The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to put your foot in the most ideal position, redistributing the body weight more evenly, helping to relieve pain and stress in the body.
That nagging pain in my lower back, gone.
The Good Feet store has over 350 styles and sizes to relieve your pain.
I've always had bad knees. I've had 6 surgeries, and I could never do a knee bend. Now I'm working out, and it's just wonderful.
Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
When it happens there, you'll hear about it here. News Talk 830 WCCO.
1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Streaming live via the Odyssey and iHeartRadio.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper in Hawaii. The water is rising quickly on Oahu due to flooding, and thousands of residents in towns north of Honolulu have been told to evacuate. Hawaii Governor Josh Green.
There have been some rescues directly from rooftops. There have been rescues in some camp areas. There was one camp group. As you know, this is spring break for the public schools. There was a group of 70 people that were surrounded by water up at a campsite up on the North Shore.
Officials have been watching dam levels since a storm last week dumped heavy rain across the state, which led to catastrophic flooding that washed away roads and homes. Just in, a jury holds Elon Musk liable for misleading investors during his Twitter takeover while absolving him of some of the fraud allegations. There is a mess at some airports around the nation as a growing number of TSA agents quit or call in sick due to the partial government shutdown. CBS's Allison Keyes.
I don't see pre-check on your boarding pass. Okay.
Sad words for a traveler to hear standing in an impossibly long line at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. But this woman is thinking about the TSA employees.
I feel bad for the people that work here. They have to deal with all this.
She says she understands why TSA agents are calling out and quitting, especially what with the crazy conditions at the airport.
I've never seen it this busy before.
Allison Keyes, CBS News.
A judge has sided with the New York Times in a challenge to a policy limiting reporters' access to the Pentagon. Multiple sources briefed on the discussions have told CBS News that Pentagon officials are making preparations for deploying U.S. ground forces to Iran. CBS's Eleanor Watson.
Pentagon officials have made detailed preparations for potentially deploying U.S. ground forces into Iran, according to multiple sources who have been briefed on the discussions. Senior military commanders have submitted specific requests aimed at preparing for such an option as President Trump weighs the next move in the conflict with Iran.
Federal prosecutors are asking a judge to drop charges against 2 Louisville officers tied to the raid that killed Breonna Taylor. The officers, Joshua Janes and Kyle Meany, have been charged with falsifying parts of the warrant used to enter Taylor's apartment in March 2020. Police shot Taylor after they broke down her door serving a no-knock warrant. After undergoing repairs, the NASA Artemis II rocket has returned to the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center for a possible April launch. CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood.
This flight's really the first step in NASA's road back to the moon. They're hoping to launch a test flight next year in Earth orbit to test new lunar landers being built by SpaceX and Blue Origin. And if those flights go well, NASA hopes to launch 1 and possibly 2 moon landing missions in 2028, but it's going to be very difficult.
This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Mornings.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute. Gail came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 61 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oakes. Murder charges are now filed against the suspect in this week's homicide in St. Paul's Hamlin Midway neighborhood.
22-year-old Krishan Pryor is charged with second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of a man and attempted murder in the shooting of his ex-girlfriend. It happened Wednesday afternoon in the woman's apartment on Edmond Avenue. Her 3-year-old daughter was also in the home at the time, but was removed from the scene by a neighbor. The criminal complaint details an extensive history of domestic violence between Pryor and the victim. The identity of the man who was fatally shot has not been released. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Clergy will be allowed to minister to immigrants being held inside the Whipple Federal Building after all. This after a U.S. district judge granted an injunction requested by several religious organizations that sued the Department of Homeland Security. Judge Jerry Blackwell says restrictions on the religious freedom of clergy to minister to detainees constitutes irreparable harm. Clergy across the country have been pushing for more access to immigration detention facilities, especially during the holy seasons of Lent and Ramadan. A federal court ruling has blocked an attempt by the Trump administration to pressure healthcare providers into ending gender-affirming care for young people. Minnesota is among the coalition of 21 states and the District of Columbia that filed the motion. Mourners lining Highway 61 in White Bear Lake this afternoon for the funeral service of Master Sergeant Nicole Amor, one of 6 service members killed in a drone attack in Kuwait this month. The 39-year-old mother of 2 from White Bear Lake was set to return to the United States just 2 days later. The Gopher women's basketball team making their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2018, tipping off against Green Bay just a couple of minutes ago. And for the first time in 21 years, the U is hosting round 1 of the tournament, bringing 3 other teams to town this weekend. Lexi Matthews' daughter, Jaden Haley, plays for Gonzaga.
You know, the Zags travel really well. There's a lot of us here, and Jaden's from here and played AAU here in Minneapolis, so there should be a lot. I think we have 60 family members here just for her. Yeah, and then the Zags travel well, so there should be a good amount of us here.
A perfect day to have more than a few out-of-town visitors in the Twin Cities, not to mention lots to enjoy for the rest of us on this first day of spring.
Yeah, we have a children's birthday party on Saturday, and that will involve being outside, yes. We're having a barbecue.
We're staying at a hotel with a rooftop hot tub, so, we'll be outside on that.
Yes, I definitely will be outside. I have a dog, so we'll be getting out and getting some exercise.
Saturday's highs are expected in the mid-70s. Sunday, however, dropping back into the mid-40s, but staying mild and fairly dry into next week. Right now, it's 5:06 on WCCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Some slowing for West 94 Hemlock Lane up to Weaver Lake Road, 610 westbound. Some minor slowdowns past 252. Otherwise, a nice shot over to 94. 35W northbound, no delays there as we move to the Highway 36 Commons all the way up into the Forest Lake split. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And with that, here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A quiet and mild night tonight. Mostly cloudy, falling back to 42. Are you ready for some June-like warmth? Partly cloudy, 73 tomorrow. Definitely the nicer weekend day. We could see a few sprinkles early Sunday. The rest of the day, mostly cloudy and cooler with a high around 46, which is average for this time of year.
Mostly cloudy right now, 61 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Stay smart, stay connected by staying tuned in. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
All right, there goes Laura Oakes. Local news at the top of the hour here on WCCO. Our commitment to cover the news is not changing. You may have seen headlines today about CBS Radio.
Shut up and drive.
That's not us. We broadcast CBS Radio News at the top of the hour. I'm sad to hear that CBS has shut that division down. But this is a period of massive change in the way you guys consume information and the way that we're able to push it out there. And nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. Right now in the Twin Cities, you have 4 local TV stations doing local newscasts. Why do they do that? Is it because all of those stations love you so much? No. It's because they make money. And if they stop making money, then that stops. So do I think CBS Radio News and all of the employees and reporters around the country and around the world were a profit center for CBS? No. I do miss the days when the news on the network level was not expected to make money. It was a point of prestige. You made your money in prime time, and then you had this news division because you get to use the public airwaves, and part of paying the price is covering the news. But let's be real. News is everywhere. Talk is everywhere. Podcasts are everywhere. You have to be the best. It's what I think about every day. Like, is our show serving your needs? That's what the job is. Are we bringing in new listeners? Are we delighting the listeners who are tuning in? That's the job. And if you can't do it, the world changes, you go away. There's no guarantee that just because something's been around for 100 years, it gets to stay around. That's not how it works. It only works that way in government. That seems to stay around. For the rest of us, you got to innovate. You have to come up with new ways to deliver your information. We're on the air on AM. We're on the air on HD FM, so you can listen to us on 102.9 HD2 on the FM. And then I'm streaming this show wherever I can. We're video on YouTube. We're on the WCCO Radio YouTube. We're on my X account. We're on the WCCO Radio Facebook account. So I'm just trying to get this thing wherever you get, and then you decide, do you like it or not? I don't know. That's it. Will we have national news on the top of the hour on this radio station after May 22nd? I don't know. Do you guys want that? Or would you rather just have local news and have us update you if something big is going on around the country or around the world? I don't know. Or you feel you can get that elsewhere? All these things are up to you. And I think we sort of act like, oh, the media this, the media that. Well, it's... Do you want to know what's going on in your community? Do you want to talk about it? Do you like the topics we're talking about? We can talk about anything. No one tells Dan and I what to talk about on this show. We talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. And I do it with an eye, and Dan does it with an eye of thinking, like, what would inform you? What would make you think? What would make you laugh? We're trying to entertain. My goal, I know we've talked about this before, my goal is to entertain. And I believe part of how I entertain you is with discussion of current events. Chad and I have sort of disagreed on this issue, where Chad takes his role more to inform and to make you think. I think we're sort of splitting hairs. We're both trying to do the same thing. But I do think the primary job is that I'm competing with you flipping over to music or flipping over to the, current event or like the pop culture talk station or the sports talk or whatever. So we just try to keep it fun, keep it interesting, keep it moving, and keep the lights on. That's all of that is what we're trying to do this Friday afternoon. Let's get you up to date on all of the news stories that we find interesting. We hope you will, too. We call it the DeRush Hour News Headline.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRush Hour Headlines, starting with the lead.
And just to underscore that we continue watching stories around the country and around the world, man, aren't you a little nervous about what's going on in Iran? U.S. warplanes and attack helicopters hitting Iranian targets. The goal is to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The concern is that gasoline prices and the price of oil will end up absolutely obliterating the support there is for the Trump administration here in the U.S.
We don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them. I think we're going to have some good help, and I think we're going to be disappointed in some nations, too.
That was President Trump today saying, we got it. Now, what's sort of fascinating about this particular president is that, on the one hand, he has an ability to just sort of do whatever he wants to do, and no one seems to be able to really stop him. Depending where you're at, this is incredibly admirable when you look at the political system where people sit around and yip, 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 and it feels like nothing gets done. And this guy just is like, nope, we're doing this, and boop, that's that. Tariffs, doing it. War, yep, not telling anybody. But then on social media, he said that he was considering, quote, winding down military operations in Iran. Also today, the U.S. dispatching 2,500 Marines aboard 3 warships. So I don't know, man. Like, if you can make heads or tails out of what's going on there. But that's the idea. I don't want to tell them what I'm doing. We're bobbing, we're weaving. I don't know what's going on. The reality is the attacks are intensifying in the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices are up, closing around still over $110 a barrel. I don't get too worked up about oil prices. I think most of us get worked up about gas prices. Switzerland has blocked arms sales to the United States. Oh, no. What are we going to do? You can't. That's their neutrality laws, just sort of part of how things go in Switzerland. But oil again today up 3%. So we'll see. We'll continue watching that over the weekend. I mentioned this at the top of the hour. CBS News making big cuts, and CBS News Radio is going to end. Oh, that is the good one. That is the good. If we take over national news updates and do the national news here locally, I would love. Could we just use that guy again? Like, doesn't that get you going? CBS News Radio has roots in the jazz age. You know, before television, you had this sort of competitive situation going on in these radio networks that were being built up all around the world. Walter Cronkite once worked there. But the reality is there are not a ton of news radio stations around the country. There are talk stations that just give their take on news and don't do news updates. And then there are local all-news stations, but there are probably, there are fewer than 20. So there's not a ton of money to be made in a national radio news network. CBS News, the TV network, expecting to lay off about 6% of the workforce. That's 60 people, including a former Star Tribune reporter, Hunter Woodall, the first person to come out and say he was laid off today. He was a Star Tribune political reporter and has been a part of the political unit at CBS News for the last couple of years. There is another one of those No Kings rallies coming to St. Paul.
Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
What do we want? No Kings. When do we want to? I don't know. People seem to like these protests, right? The last one that was done here in the Twin Cities, I think was one of the biggest in the country. There were about 30,000 people at the state capitol last June and October. Of course, huge protests in downtown Minneapolis for the No Kings rallies. They estimated about 100,000 people. Jane Fonda and Joan Baez will be in St. Paul as part of a protest next Saturday, 1 week from tomorrow. The Gopher women's basketball team in action in the NCAA tournament right now. And they are the number 4 seed in the tournament, playing Green Bay. Gophers got to win this one. They got to win it. Right now, the score, Dan, is it panic time? The Gophers are down 9-6 with 2:42 to go in the first quarter. Are we panicking? No, we're going to go with no, right? Dan, are you currently panicking?
No.
Negative panic. Pretty cool for the University of Minnesota. Earlier today, Ole Miss absolutely wiped the floor with Gonzaga, 81-66. So is it Sunday is the final? I think it's Sunday. Ole Miss and hopefully the Gophers. So that'll be pretty good. It is 5:19. We'll break in a minute. For the first time in about 9 years, the airport is getting ready to do a major changeover of restaurants and coffee shops. How could maybe you have a dream of something you'd like to see in our airport, the best airport in America. We'll talk with the big cheese in charge of deciding who's going to be in there next.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
You're invited to the Rosemount Area Dinner Banquet 2026 with Ducks Unlimited. Join us Wednesday, April 1st at the Rosemount American Legion Post 65. Doors open at 4 p.m., dinner served at 6:30. Enjoy great food, prizes, and support conservation at the Rosemount Area Dinner Banquet. Register now at mndu.org.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right, you can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRush Hour News headlines going in depth now with our airport, which is about to undergo a pretty massive change in Terminal 1, the terminal that probably most of us fly out of. Isabel Rahawi is in charge of this process as you get a chance to kind of, well, help out some businesses and change the face of the airport for so many. Isabella, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Jason.
Tell us what process you're just about to start. Is this a total redo of all of the restaurants and the stores and the vendors in there?
Well, it's not a total redo. We have roughly 125 concessions at MSP Airport. This is just redeveloping about half of them. So we'll have about 45 plus units up for redevelopment sometime in the next few months here. So in the summer, we will put out an RFP, which is a request for proposal, to our local and national communities to encourage the participation and to open up the opportunity to companies that either already operate at the airport or have always dreamt of being at the airport.
Isabella Rahawi is with us from the Metropolitan Airports Commission as they begin this process of giving people a chance to come to the airport. And part of the success, I think, of our airport is the fact that it feels of Minnesota. You have those local businesses that are inside the airport. What kind of things are you going to be looking for in there to see who will be the next generation that gets that boost of being right at our front door?
Well, you said it. We're always looking to create that sense of place within our airport. We want people to land in our airport and know that they're in Minnesota. And we will have opportunities to do that through food and beverage, coffee, bars, retail, and even some spa services. So that's something that we're always looking for. We like to balance our local program with the national brands that we have at the airport. We're also looking at value and convenience. We want to ensure that we have exceptional choices at every price point. We hear customers when they say, we want more value for our dollars. So we're looking at bringing in those lower price points through QSRs. We're also looking at customer experience. That's the big one. And that's what sets MSP apart from all other airports. We've won so many awards, JD Powers, the ACI. We've won the Cirium Most On-Time Airport, but really the driver of all these awards are our customer experience. And so we focus heavily on that at MSP, and we want to ensure that whoever we bring in this next go around also has that focus. And then quality and variety. So we want to ensure diverse offerings to meet the passenger needs and their unique needs. So we'll do that through ensuring technology, and technology will ensure that there's shorter queue times and ordering options. So that's really what we're looking for in this next RFP.
Sort of tricky, right? Because as you look at this, you're trying to be on trend with what diners want, but you're also like, once you award a space, like, well, there's a build out time. There's a little bit of time here, right? So you're trying to be timeless and on trend, which I think is an interesting balance to try to find.
Yes, well, this is just phase one of phase two of our redevelopment. And in this opportunity, we've done a lot of research and, intercept studies to ensure that we heard what our customers want. And we're staying, in touch with what the trends are in the community and globally. So we also have opportunities coming up in a few years to see how trends shift and change, and we'll be able to meet those demands. But in this RFP, we have a really good feeling that we're pretty on target with what our customers are asking for. We keep a compliments and complaints database that we're regularly reading, and like I said, we've spoken to a lot of our passengers and incorporating that feedback into what this new phase will look like.
Having successful vendors is important for the airport, obviously for your revenue and for being able to have money to put and make improvements and all of that sort of stuff. But it also has been a boost to a lot of small businesses who get visibility that they wouldn't ordinarily have, right? And that's part of your effort this summer, because some people might be listening and might have a business where they think, man, I'd love to be in the airport. What kind of advice do you have for those people?
Well, they should definitely sign up to come to our information session where we are going to get into the details of what we're looking for, what the process looks like, why airports offer unique and exciting business opportunity, how concession spaces are allocated and how leases are structured, because it's so different from the way street side does it. Street side meaning, anywhere in your neighborhood to the malls. We have a very unique way of allocating spaces and structuring our leases. We'll also give an overview of Max Small Business Program and key milestones and other timelines to ensure that you're hitting those marks to submit a bid. I'm just going to plug it. Our informational sessions are going to be virtual. It's Wednesday, March 25th from 2 to 3 p.m. Central, and on Wednesday, April 22nd from 2 to 3 p.m. Central. We will also have one in person. If you're interested in joining us in person on Thursday, April 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. Central at the MAC General Office Building. You can find more information about that at metroairports.org/do-MSP.
Cool. Yeah, it's a little trickier, right? Because as you said, like operating a business that's behind security and, all of these things are different. So it doesn't work for everybody. But boy, for so many people, what a great opportunity. And my interest is as a flyer. I just, since my wife makes me show up to the airport 2 hours before a flight, like I want some cool stuff in there, Isabella, for me to kill those 2 hours with,
Well, I love your wife for that. Thank you guys for coming 2 hours early and enjoying our concessions. We have a very special audience. It's a captive audience on a global stage. We have over 36 million people coming through our building every year. So we are working really hard to ensure that we give you guys something to do. We have experiences, we have activations, we have some awesome things coming down the pipeline here in the next few months as we start to open lounges and other spaces for people to sit back and relax. We also have a great arts and music program that I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Oh, I love
Jason.
it. Yeah, I love it.
Yes, and we find ways to incorporate that into the passenger's experience and journey, and we want to make sure our concessions program, is part of that experience and something that people are looking forward to doing and come early for.
Very cool. Good stuff. We love the airport. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I'm going to New York. So, we appreciate all you do and love all those small businesses out there and bigger businesses too, because sometimes you just need your McDonald's, you need your Caribou, all of that is part of the mix too. Isabella Rohawi, Vice President and Revenue Officer for the Airport Commission. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
All right, in just a minute, we're going to have some movie talk. Yes, we will recap some of the Oscar picks because, Sunday night, maybe this weekend is your chance to check out some of those movies. Plus, the biggest movie trailer launch of all time happened this week. We'll tell you what that trailer is. Charlie Oakes, our Gen Z movie critic, joins us in just a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Paid for by government. The 1986 to 2021 United States Silver Eagle, the first ever U.S. silver dollar minted in 99.9% pure silver and is the best-selling coin in the world. These original and historic silver dollars have ceased production forever. They will never be minted again. For a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government-struck silver dollars are being released to the public. You can own a full pound of original U.S. silver dollar coins featuring Lady Liberty and the heraldic eagle, never to be struck again. Guaranteed. Call now to secure original United States Silver Eagles by the pound. The first U.S. silver dollars ever to be struck in 99.9% pure silver. Plus, receive a free bonus, an American Collector's Pack valued at over $40 and free shipping with every order. Call 1-800-560-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of United States Silver Eagle coins before they are gone. That's 1-800-560-6468.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for any local business owner looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Get started today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
No, we had a crash working south 169 at Anderson Lake Parkway. Looks like they just pulled away. Still the slowdowns always come down from 494. East 494, some slowing there. 35W over to Cedar Avenue. And if you're traveling south 94, get ready for some slowing there past Highway 55 into the Lowry Hill Tunnel and some slowdowns on 694 both directions between Lexington and Rice Street. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Gutman Law, Wills Trust, and Probate Law at gutmanlaw.com. It's going to be hot tomorrow. Here's Chris Schaefer.
Another mild start tomorrow morning. Clouds will increase 42 the overnight low. It's going to feel like summer tomorrow, even though we just started spring. Partly cloudy with a high of 73. Some rain showers possible early Sunday. Rest of the day will be mostly cloudy, but notably cooler with highs back around average in the mid-40s.
Right now, it is warm out, 62 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I got to sit through this schlock. And if I were a nice guy, I would say that it's dull and uninspired.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Well, movies on a lot of our minds after the Oscars this past weekend. It's been a big week for movie trailers as well. So we asked our friend Charlie Oakes, the official Gen Z movie critic of Drive Time with DeRusha, to come and join us here. Charlie, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll get to the Oscars in a minute, but I want to pay off the tease for the biggest movie trailer release of all time.
Let's do it.
Here it is. See if you can figure out the movie.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker.
I bet you got it now, right?
You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
718 million views just in the first day. And I mean, and now, well, they play this on so many different channels, right? So the way they track this is a little confusing.
It is confusing.
Because, like, looking at the YouTube right now, it's 20 million views, but, like, it's on a billion different platforms, and I don't know how they measure all this, but it's intense.
Very intense.
Is that just the Spider-Man fan universe is so large?
Yeah, specifically Spider-Man 2 within Marvel. Like, that's the one that people are there for. Everybody loves Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I don't know, was Spider-Man Homecoming? Yeah, like all of these were like the biggest releases. It's all the Spider-Man. How big are these trailers for you? Like, does it get you excited for? Yeah,
big. I mean, any Marvel trailer will get me excited, but especially on one of our main heroes like Spider-Man, who we really haven't seen in a couple years. Like, that's really exciting.
Yeah, isn't it funny that the trailer is such a big thing now? And if you go back 10 years. People could not stop bellyaching about like all the previews that they were watching in the movie theater. And you're like, now everyone's like, they can't wait for the trailer.
I'm all for that. And I think that's kind of just like the TikTok effect, the social media effect.
Yeah.
That sparks conversation. And it's like people want to see that stuff and talk about it.
The Spider-Man, what has you most excited about Spider-Man Brand New Day? That is the movie that comes out. And it just released. The trailer just came out 2 days ago. But Spider-Man is going to be a summer blockbuster, right? Late July, I think.
Yeah, it comes out actually a week or so after the Odyssey, or before the Odyssey, which Tom Holland is also one of the main characters in. So he's having like a crazy 2-week span. But I'm most excited to see. I think there's like 7 villains in this, so it's going to be like almost a mini Avengers, but more so just kind of Spider-Man and him going against these street level threats and. We'll see how that plays into the next 2 Avengers movies.
The last trailer that was the big leader was Deadpool and Wolverine. 365 million views from 2 years ago, but that also included 100 million who watched that trailer on TV during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So this really...
doubled. More than doubled.
More than doubled.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's... Everybody loves Spider-Man. Marvel is the conversation is there of the comeback. They've been away since Endgame a little bit in terms of I think quality. They kind of did quantity over quality for a while, and I think kind of now it's like okay, let's show our fans what we can do and give them what they deserve.
All right, there was one other trailer drop this week that you were interested in, right?
Dune 3.
Dune Part 3, and so. That's coming out when?
December 18th, the same day as Avengers Doomsday.
Oh.
So they're calling it Doomsday. And I will be seeing both back to back.
Is that the move? Like that's a brilliant sort of social media phenomenon as well, right?
Yes.
That you can do them both. Tell everybody like this is what I'm doing.
Each studio would be wise to hold their date for release. It's beneficial to both movies. Dune's already locked in the IMAX screens for the opening weekend. So right now there's kind of a lot of pressure on Disney to push back Marvel's release date because they can't really move it forward because you have movies like Jumanji coming out the week before that's going to be in IMAX. So there's kind of this, what do we do here? I think they should hold it. I think December 18th would be an awesome
sort of
date.
rare, right? Because in general, what you see the movie studios doing is getting out of each, if there's a big one, you want to win the week. You don't want the negative pub of like, got your butt kicked by this other movie, right?
Doesn't have to be a competition though. I mean, they're both going to be a good time, and they're going to be good.
We obviously saw the Barbenheimer effect where you had Oppenheimer and Barbie coming out at the same weekend, and then people started seeing both of those back to back, and that became like a social media thing.
Yes.
Had anything like that? Do you remember anything like that happening prior to that? But now it's like it seems to be a more regular phenomenon.
I don't remember anything like it before, and I think the Barbenheimer almost worked out just with the wordplay. I think that word caught on, and then I feel like now we kind of recognize that more. But with this being a same-day release, Doomsday, I mean, that's a hit in itself. People are going to want to go see both right away.
Well, and it's also like the Barbenheimer thing was more of a coincidence, right? Where it also set up this like, oh, are you going to pick the pink kind of cutesy Barbie or the like really depressing nuclear war 3-hour slog? This is two potential blockbusters at the same time.
Yeah, and
little different.
Yeah, a little different. Yeah, that is funny. I think there was kind of each Barbie and Oppenheimer having the opposite look. It's
so different.
But it sort of worked. I mean,
it did work.
It totally worked.
You talk about Oppenheimer being a slog, though. Neither of these, are Dune 3 or Doomsday, are likely to be short films. I mean, these are both going to be
minimum 3 hours each.
Oof.
I can see Avengers being up to 3:30. I could see Dune being like 3:05 max. I mean, they have to.
And you would think you can.
Oh yeah.
So this is a 6-hour endeavor.
This is your whole day.
Yeah, and what I want to see is some marketing. I don't know what kind of some partnership with each film, but I mean, I understand how that might not work, but I think that would be fun to see.
Oh, see them
come together and embrace the Doomsday.
Play up the Doomsday.
Kind of interesting, right? In a time as we visit with Charlie Oakes, who's our Gen Z movie critic, where movie studios, you're seeing, as we see the Paramount SkyMax kind of seeing that new, whatever that ends up being. When you see mergers, you don't usually see more work, more creative stuff. You usually see job cuts and less output. The movie industry is tough. What was that story we saw earlier this week, Dan, about like the percentage of people who did not go see a movie in the theater at all?
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was like a third, right?
Yeah.
Like a third of Americans didn't go to a movie theater last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
At all.
At all.
Last year was a good year for movies. That's
Right.
surprising.
People, I think, have I have an overall concern about the fact that people don't seem to want to leave their house. Like, it's so easy to order in food, to stream whatever you want, to be sort of antisocial.
It's easier and it's cheaper, too. I mean, you think about it, especially if you're doing like a family, excursion.
It's cheaper in the individual, right? Like,
It's
we're all
cheaper as
paying all
individuals.
these streaming fees and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
But
as
you're
a
right.
family, it's much more expensive to go do that.
That's
and
very fair.
I think a lot of people, especially post-pandemic, are kind of trying to be targeted about it. And like, unless I'm bowled over by the reviews, I can wait 3 months and it's out on streaming.
I think that's the popular opinion.
Yeah.
I think
A full year without going to a theater, though.
that will never be me.
I'll tell you, of the 2/3 of Americans who didn't go to a movie theater last year, what percentage bellyached about some drive-in theater closing? Like, probably 100%.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
100%. I can't believe it. Why did it close?
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to a movie?
Yeah, those go hand in hand.
Charlie Oakes with us. You are going to see a movie tonight.
I am.
And that movie is?
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Here's a little sample of the trailer.
The sun is dying. Dr. Grace, I need your help.
I am a teacher at Grover Cleveland Middle.
You have a doctorate in molecular biology.
I'm not an astronaut. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk. I haven't done the pool thing.
No. This is just for social media. Object approaching.
Oh my God.
Ryan Gosling, who I think is a terrific actor. What do you think?
Agreed. He's awesome and everything.
He has been, we were speaking about the Barbie movie, and he was tremendous in that film.
Yep.
He has been everywhere promoting this movie. Give me a sketch as to what Project Hail Mary is about.
Yeah, I would compare it to Interstellar, but instead of the world running out of crops, the sun is running out of energy. So it's about him. He's a science teacher, and he's selected in this mission as to how he's going to go about saving the world. And there's some mystery behind it. He doesn't know why he's there, so it kind of goes back and forth. But it's going to be really good. I'm really excited.
There's a book that this is based on, right?
Yep.
Project Hail Mary is the name of the book.
Yep. Andy Weir wrote that. He also wrote The Martian. So he's a big sci-fi writer. So he was very involved in the screenwriting process, which I thought was cool.
Pretty good. All right. Well, we can't wait to hear what you think about it. Let's take a break. In a minute, I want to recap the Oscars because this weekend, a lot of these movies are available for streaming. So if you're now, I don't know who's sitting around their house streaming on a 75-degree day tomorrow, but, rainy on Sunday. Maybe it's Stream Fest. We'll get a couple of. Well, first, I want to know if you were surprised with anything from the Oscars and then your pick as to what 2 movies you would stream this weekend. We'll do that in just a minute here on Drive Time.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. March in Minnesota isn't so much a month as a mood swing. Dressed in everything from snow boots to Crocs. Nobody covers the transition like we do. The Twins are tuning up, lawmakers are debating, families are packing for spring break, and we're all bracing for more potholes. Winter's grip is slipping. Minnesota's voice is just getting warmed up. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Twin City Framers is the industry leader building the largest wood frame projects in town, and they have immediate openings for carpenters. Here's the deal. Large multifamily carpentry pays an average of $5 an hour more than single-family homes. This is your opportunity to work for the best of the business and make more money today. If you're a carpenter or know someone looking for better pay, better hours, great benefits, and on-the-job training, then look no further. Go online to TwinCityFramers.com and apply for an immediate position today. That's TwinCityFramers.com.
You can do this. Why? Because no one cares more about your money than you. Right now, many have concerns about their retirement, their investments. Are these mutual funds a poor investment? Did you know that with the average fees of 2%, you could be missing out on upwards of half of your potential retirement dollars? That's pretty high for management, especially when 75% of these funds underperform the market. At Trading Academy, our mission is to empower you to take control of your investments. Text investing to 210-210. Take control of your financial future. Maybe it's to just have a better conversation with your broker. Sign up for a free investing class, local classrooms, one-on-one mentoring, how to protect your investments against inflation. Text investing to 210-210 or go to learnwithota.com.
In a world that's racing a mile a minute, a split-second distraction can change everything. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. Every day we see too many people, heads buried in their phones, unaware of the dangers they're in. Texting and driving isn't just reckless, it's playing Russian roulette with your life and the lives of others. In just 4 seconds of distraction, you've driven the length of a football field. Is there any text message that's worth your life, that's worth the lives of others? I've been fighting for the rights of the injured for over 30 years. But I'd rather you never meet me in a courtroom. So hear me now. Stop texting and driving. Pay attention. Value your lives and the lives around you. And if you won't, know this. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we're relentless. We won't back down. We bring justice to those that need it.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Are your checking and savings accounts feeling dim? Allow Luminate Bank to make banking brighter. With our radiant savings and brighter checking accounts, we're here to help strengthen your financial future with options for both personal and business accounts. With no minimum balance requirements, high yield rates, and our online banking and bill pay tools, Luminate Bank is simply the best choice. So don't let your money sit in the shadows. Let Luminate Bank illuminate your finances. Learn more at luminate.bank. That's LUMINATE.bank. Luminate. We make banking brighter. Member FDIC. Other fees may apply and fees may reduce earnings.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
A little bit of extra time on 394 eastbound. It's slow as you come in from 100 into downtown Minneapolis. South 94 slow as 55 into the Larry Hill Tunnel. If you're traveling north 169, that's looking really good right now. Minnetonka Boulevard all the way up to 610 with speeds at the posted. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast is hot. It's going to be hot tomorrow. 73, the high temperature. Are you guys ready for this? Is this a shorts and t-shirt day tomorrow? Probably. Man, a lot of pasty white thighs about to be on display in the Twin Cities tomorrow. Sunday, rain possible early, mostly cloudy then, high of 46, so a little more normal because the average high is 44. We'll be in the 50s next week. All the snow should be gone. It is warm right now. It's 62 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
It's okay to be skeptical and cynical about this. I think that's part of the deal, but it's also okay to have fun.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's give you a Continental Diamond time check. It is 5:52. Continental Diamond, locally owned. Had a chance to go check out their service department. Do you know if you need your watch serviced at Continental Diamond right in St. Louis Park, they've got a team right there on site. Pretty amazing, like old school jewelers doing the work for a modern day and a modern client. So check them out at ContinentalDiamond.com. We're visiting with Charlie Oakes, our Gen Z movie critic, and of course Sunday night the Oscars. I thought the show was decent. Did you?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Conan O'Brien, very good at this.
He's very likable.
Ratings were down, which ratings are sort of down on everything, but this is the first time in a while that Oscar ratings have been down.
That's surprising because I feel like movies this past year, I feel like it's kind of something everyone was talking about a little more than previous years.
Still 18 million people watched it.
That's like not that many to me.
It's down 9% from last year.
Okay.
The Grammys, the Golden Globes, also down. It used to, in 2000, there were like 45 million viewers. It is sort of amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's how much television has changed.
Yeah.
But the reviews were pretty positive. It was a little later than the Oscars normally would be because the Winter Olympics. They didn't want to compete with the Olympics. But a lot of people were maybe watching the World Baseball Classic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of weird.
I'm surprised.
I mean, the baseball game got 7.4 million viewers, which on cable, like that's a big number.
Yeah.
You predicted on this show that there was going to be essentially a sweep by the movie One Battle After Another.
Yep.
And how do you feel about your prediction?
Satisfied.
I mean, are you too humble to just take the victory lap here and say, I told you so?
I did tell you, but I just knew it was coming. It was inevitable. I'm happy to see it win.
13 awards that I was nominated for. Got Best Picture, Paul Thomas Anderson for Best Director, Sean Penn, Best Supporting Actor, Best Casting, which is a new category.
I like that a lot. That's fun.
What does that even mean, Best Casting to you? Is that more like Best Ensemble?
I think they kind of approach it differently. The way I looked at it was, there's a character in Marty Supreme who Josh Safdie, the director, casted him because he went viral in a clip after the Knicks won a basketball game last year. So just kind of the little things like that.
That's
and the
cool.
artistic direction of picking out, kind of not necessarily an actor, but putting him in a role you can see.
Marty Supreme had amazing casting, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, who was in that movie.
And he was good.
He was very good.
Yeah. I thought that would win Best Casting.
Me too. I liked Marty Supreme.
I did too.
And I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
They went home empty-handed.
Yeah. Well, often when you look back historically at who won Best Picture and what picture from that year has the enduring kind of what you would guess would have won, doesn't line up.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just sort of how it is. One battle after another. People should watch, don't you think?
I completely agree.
Now, Sinners, I think a lot of people said, all right, Sinners sort of got skunked. And it had 4 wins, but it was nominated in so many categories. I think it's sort of weird, right? You feel like you lost a lot, but you won 4 Oscars.
I think they had a very successful. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, Best Lead Actor.
Best
That's awesome.
Actor.
Ryan Coogler's great. I mean,
Did Michael B. Jordan deserve the Best Actor, or did he win for playing 2 parts?
The 2 parts, I'm sure.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
I had Timmy winning it, but I'm very
You're-
happy Jordan won.
Yeah. You're a little in the tank for Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Little Chalamet.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was good. He was really good in Marty Supreme. And that's another original one. So it could have gone either way.
What do you think if people are going to stream 2 Oscar movies? What do you got?
All right, I'll give you the obvious choice of one battle this
Okay.
weekend.
Right.
It's the quickest, almost 3-hour movie you'll ever see. It goes by. And then I'll give you a weird one, Begonia. Another one that went home empty-handed. It's in about an hour and 40 minutes with one of my favorite actors, Jesse Plemons. Don't even read about it. Just throw it on. It's weird.
I saw Begonia. It's just make sure like you're cool with like a little bit of a disturbing movie.
Oh yeah, it's very that director. His movies are very uncomfortable. But I was pretty hooked on that.
You know what movie I could not make it through? Hamnet.
You told me. Oh, whoa.
45 minutes in, I pulled the plug. I was just too bored. And then everyone tells me like, "Oh, the ending is so good."
It's a slow burn.
I'm sick of waiting for the slow burn.
Just give it another go. You have to.
All right. Thanks, Charlie. Charlie Oakes with us. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.